Welcome to Haken, an Animal Crossing podcast, your podcast dedicated to all things Animal Crossing. Episode 243 is brought to you by all of our amazing Patreon supporters. This episode is also possible thanks to our producers, Lindsay, For the Whim, Tab, Lazy Villager Megan Leslie, and Young Old Luce. This week, Nina, Sergio, and I will be discussing our recent Animal Crossing playtime and what we'll be up to while we put Haken on its first official break since starting. So to begin, hello Nina. Been a little bit. How are you?
It has been a little bit, huh? I'm pretty good. I've been having a busy summer, but I'm good.
That's good. That's good. And then Sergio, welcome back. It's been a long time, my friend.
Yes, hi Chuy, hi Nina. Hello everyone listening. Thank you for having me back. It's been a while, but it's been a good time overall, but I miss you and I love the podcast as a listener, but it's awesome to be back, honestly. Thank you.
Yay, we're happy to have you. And I think you had a shout out for somebody?
Yes, I wanted to give a special shout out and a happy birthday to Clave Tasao. It's his username, also known as Claudio. Hi Claudio, I hope you're having a great time on your birthday on your trip and I hope everything is going well.
Yeah, hope it's all great.
Yes.
Awesome. So, I mean, we've got a lot to go over. So many things. Your return, Sergio, our stuff that we've been up to, what we're gonna be up to while we're taking a little break. We'll give some details about that. But first, we got to start with a nice classic icebreaker.
We haven't done this in a while.
Yeah.
We haven't. It's been a little while. So, Nina, I've got one that I'm excited to ask you.
Oh, okay.
What color is your favorite flavor?
Oh. Look,
Oh.
not purple.
Really?
Not purple. Get anything purple out of here. I usually go for like red or pink.
Red and pink things is that's what I like to go for too.
Or yellow.
I feel like there's like a real divide between red and blue. Like people
get the cool colors out of here.
I feel like if they don't say red, they say blue.
Yes.
I'm not a big fan of blue either. It's not my go-to. I will eat it over purple. If it's between blue and purple, I'll eat that blue.
But absolutely no purple.
No purple. No.
Okay.
The only thing I want to
juice?
say, I mean, green is misleading because green can be
Yeah.
watermelon, apple, usually it's lime, which I'm like, green is very misleading.
Did you guys hear that Skittles has changed the formula back from green used to be lime a long time ago, and then they switched it to green apple, and it changed the whole taste of the bag. And now it's back to lime again.
I liked when it was green apple.
I
No,
never
because-
tried them. I wanted to.
This is when you take a handful of Skittles, like I usually eat them color by color, but if you take a handful and pop it in your mouth, it tastes good altogether, except for when they added green apple. Then all of a sudden the balance was off.
I wish I would have tried it that way because I do eat them separately. I like to do
I
color
do
by
that.
color.
Yes.
And so for me, it wasn't a problem. But yeah, Edwin literally told me this yesterday. But I like green apple better. So
Look.
I'd rather they just switch it back.
When I eat Skittles color by color, guess what I do with the purple ones?
No.
Give them to somebody else, throw them away.
I throw them away.
Oh.
Wow.
You don't even want to let anybody have. I think of the purple things,
Why?
purple Skittles might be my favorite purple ones.
Okay.
But
I could tell
but I
that took a
don't
lot
usually
out
go
of you
for
to be
purple.
nice.
To be nice. It always takes a lot out of me to be nice.
All right, Nina, you're up. You can ask a question.
Okay, well, Sergio, my question, because you've been gone and the people have missed you. I don't know if you've noticed. All of the comments and everyone in Discord is always asking about you. But I want to know, while you've been gone, what has been like the best, most quintessential like summer thing you have done?
I'm gonna go with watching the Marvel shows on Disney Plus. Yeah, I
Ooh.
was able to finally watch pretty much all of them. I'm all caught up, and it's a mixed bag, but overall, I would say they're really really good overall.
Which one has been your favorite?
I would go with Daredevil. It was
Oh,
really good.
really?
Yes.
Okay. What is that on?
It used to be on Netflix, but I think
Yes.
now it's on Disney Plus,
Okay.
right?
Correct.
Interesting. Okay. Very summary to watch through some action.
Yes.
Yeah. Action flicks in the summer.
Mhm.
That's a good time
The
frame.
summer blockbusters, right? That's like traditionally when they would come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I just started Miss Marvel. I hadn't watched it yet, and I'm having fun with it. Watched
It's
a
a good
couple
one too.
episodes.
Yeah.
And I was
Miss
like,
Marvel
oh,
and not the marvelous Miss Maisel.
yes.
Okay.
That is correct.
Just wanted to double check.
That you are 100% correct. Though, oh my gosh, I'm watching Big Brother again because it's summertime and it's Big Brother time. There is a one woman on Big Brother who I think looks like Susie Meyerson from The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and I
Oh,
just love that about
really?
her. Yeah, I'll send you a picture later.
What's her name in real life? Alex something?
Yeah. All right, Sergio, you're up.
All right,
Question
Chuy. I
time.
have a question. And you know what? I'm gonna make it two questions, but they're kind of related.
Ooh.
Tell us something. Give us a food item that you wish you liked, and also a drink that you wish you liked.
Okay.
Mm.
A food item. I think more and more, I wouldn't mind having like a cup of coffee here and there. I never drink it to this day. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I think I've found that it has like a lot of like pretty decent health benefits that I would like.
Ah.
And so I don't think the thing is like I don't need it for energy. I'm energied up all the time, and I definitely don't need it for taste. I just never connected with bitter things.
Right.
And I know both of you really love coffee, but that's the part I'm interested in, like kind of the health benefits for coffee.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah. So that's the drink. Food is difficult for me because I am not picky. I
Yeah,
feel like
right?
I'm the opposite of picky when
But
it comes
there's
to
like
food.
no food that you absolutely hate.
Or maybe a
Not that I can
condiment.
think of.
Like I
Um,
won't eat tomatoes.
I love tomatoes.
What? And they look delicious.
As a kid, my mom used to sell like fruits and vegetables out of our van, and I didn't like that because I had to go like knock on people's doors and ask if they wanted to buy fruits and vegetables. But I did like the part where we were driving around and I could just like munch down on tomatoes all day.
There you go.
That was the best part of it. But yeah, I guess, I don't know, yellow mustard, like specifically yellow mustard, I've never been a big fan of, but people really like the stuff on like hot dogs, and I'm like, maybe one day I'll be interested. I like
Okay.
other types of mustard though.
Wait, Edwin's spilling tea in the chat though. Apparently you hate
I'm
chocolate.
concerned about this. Yes.
I wouldn't say I hate chocolate. Yeah, I wouldn't say I hate chocolate. A dark chocolate, maybe dark chocolate.
Okay. I mean, that's healthy.
It's bitter is the
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, see,
right,
like the
right.
bitter things.
Yeah.
I just haven't connected with like bitter things.
Interesting.
I would say my relationship with chocolate is I typically choose the other flavors over it. I'm a vanilla person, which is Jackie doesn't get.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with her.
Jackie's chocolate.
Yeah, Jackie loves chocolate.
Huh.
So, yeah, and even the things I dislike, I still actively will revisit them and see how I feel about them later.
Yeah.
So, yeah, coffee, mustard, bitter foods. That's what I'll say.
Oh,
Bitter
I love
foods.
mustard.
Because bitter foods seem to be like pretty healthy for you. So
Yeah.
I guess I'll try.
But you do
But
like
then I don't-
olives, right?
Oh, I love olives.
I love olives.
So
Give me all of the olives. Yeah. So, all right. Well, this was fun. Sergio,
Yeah.
thanks for the question. Loved it. We love having you back. We're excited
Thank you.
to chat with you about where you've been and where you're gonna be while we're on
Yes.
break. But yeah, we'll get to that. For now, let's get into Animal Crossing. This is what the show's all about. So let's talk Animal Crossing. And I want to start by catching up with both of you on Animal Crossing gameplay, what your relationship has been with the game. Sergio, of course, we haven't heard from you in a long time, so it's been very
Yeah.
interesting in how you've been consuming the game as of late, especially like as a listener too, right?
Right. Hmm.
Yeah, so if you want to kick us off, feel free.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, not to disappoint, but it hasn't been too much, but it's been interesting use cases, I would say, for Animal Crossing. So, over at the other podcast I used to be at, Nintendo Jump podcast, which is no longer a podcast, but they're doing a tournament right now. It's pretty involved. And it's basically a tournament where you can challenge anyone in any game, really, or even not a game, just something you can challenge someone on. And I happened to help another group of friends that were challenging each other, and we did it through Animal Crossing. It was like a music guessing quiz show type of thing. But
Oh,
just to make it
fun.
more interesting, we did it on Animal Crossing. So we visited someone's island and we kind of had like a video going on. So it was pretty fun and a unique way to play the game while not really playing the game. It was fun.
I love that. I was kind of there. Unfortunately, I got sick and then felt like I couldn't catch up during their what was it? Gamer
The Gamer
League?
Duels? Yes.
Gamer Duels. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some people caught us playing Breath of the Wild together
Yeah.
Yes.
for that. And that was really fun. Unfortunately, after I got sick, I felt like I just couldn't keep up with it. And plus, like
Yes.
the other work I had fallen behind on, so I had to drop out. But I was like, oh man, but I'm doing so well.
Yeah, you were.
So
No,
yeah,
but yeah, it makes
unfortunately,
sense. It's a pretty involved tournament. It's still going on. It's been about 8 weeks, but it's been fun. And
yeah, it
then
was really fun.
yeah. Something else I did. So I made a new friend and he likes Animal Crossing too, and I invited him to my island. So it was more of a, oh my goodness, I haven't played in forever. I gotta clean up this mess. And I did, and I had him over and I was still cleaning along the way while he was here. You know how we do. I don't know why like having like the perfect island, it's always like a requirement almost before having someone over.
Yeah.
No, but it was fun. It was fun for sure.
That's fun. Yeah, the cleanup is. I feel like I have to do that every single time I log in at this point.
Yeah.
hmm It just keeps raining. Just
It
keeps
just
getting
keeps
Oh.
raining. We are
all
in the
the
rainy
flowers.
season right now. It's crazy.
Nice.
hmm
And then I
Which
don't
is
know if
nice.
this
I love
happens
it.
to you, but for me, it's like, wait, what was this villager's name? Mary? No, Marie. And it's yeah, like it's always like close enough, but I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
eventually.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah. But yeah, it was fun. And then I know you guys were playing New Leaf again, and when you were like
hmm
talking about it and encouraging the listeners to do so, I really wanted to join you, and I almost did, but I knew it was gonna be like a time commitment, and I'm kind of dedicating that time to other things right now. But I want you to know that I almost did, and it would have been a lot of fun to do so. But yeah, I just didn't go for it. But I'm glad you did it, and it sounded like a lot of fun.
Mhm.
It was. I unfortunately I also got sick during that when we were doing
Right,
that, and I just
right.
like fell behind, and
You've
it
had a
just
rough summer, Chewy.
it was so that really knocked me out for a lot of things.
Yeah.
But it was fun, and I know Sergio, that's still the one that you mark as your favorite Animal
Yes.
Crossing.
Yes.
So anybody who has been playing, I hope you've enjoyed your time with it because
Mhm.
it is a really nice special game. I loved that one.
I enjoyed it so much more than I thought I was going to. It is such a good
Mm.
game.
hmm And I guess that kind of leads into what it made you get more into, right? Because you started playing New Horizons again, right?
Yeah.
Oh, like I'm back fully back in it. Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah. Been playing for like multiple hours a day. Yeah.
Ooh.
That's amazing. Yeah, tell us about it.
Okay, we're gonna get into it. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I finally kind of figured out, like, I knew what I wanted Bergamot to be. I wanted it to be kind of like farmish, and I wanted there to be like a tea garden, and I wanted it to be kind of rural but kind of city, moving away from like my kind of wild pirate theme from before.
Mhm.
And I've been trying my best to terraform more because on Keelhaul, my old island, I really didn't do much. And any terraforming I did, I tried to keep it like as natural or as close to the original island as possible. With a few exceptions, but not many. So this time I had to move villagers to the beach. I had to move the museum to the beach. I
Oh.
like terraformed a huge farm for my tea, my little tea farm, because it's bergamot is based off of an ingredient in a lot of like black teas. And I even made a little flag with a little bergamot fruit on it.
Ooh.
I haven't made a lot of like sweaters or clothes yet, but I'm hoping in the fall I get inspired to do that because I do like designing. I even changed the town tune to the Secret Tunnel song because that was fun. I went to Toadette's from the Discord's island for a bunch of new DIY recipes because I completely started over. I didn't flatten, so I have nothing, which is so fun. And I traded some art with Sunshine Sprout, and I've been scanning amiibo cards to get like the free little DIY that they give you too. Oh my gosh, and finding bamboo took forever. I don't remember it
Ooh.
taking this long on Keelhaul. I was going to Cap'n
yeah.
Islands every day for weeks and weeks and never got the bamboo island. Even did some Nook Miles islands, never got the bamboo island. I finally got bamboo like 2 days ago. I'm so excited.
Honestly, I remember that being my experience with bamboo. It
Really?
took me forever to find an island, and at that time we didn't have Cap'n, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really only had the Nook Miles islands to go to.
And Nook Miles are hard to come by at the beginning of the game.
Yes.
So that's been that. I finally got that. I finally hit 5 stars too. I'm so excited. It's still feeling
Nice.
kind of bare bones because I don't have a lot of DIYs, and I haven't unlocked a lot of furniture and stuff yet, just because I haven't been playing too long. But and catching the bugs and fish again have been so much fun. The dock fish are way too hard to find. They're ridiculous,
Yeah.
but it's still super fun. And I've had a lot of fun going to Cap'n Islands at night and making like kind of the old school new leaf bug catching islands. You know, when you chop down all the trees except for the palm trees.
Oh
and you
yes,
just, like, do
yes.
loops. It's
Nice.
so much fun. And I caught most of the giant beetles by doing it that way and like scaring away the other bugs and just waiting for the beetles to appear. It's been so fun. So I'm just happy to be back into it again and to be kind of more involved with Haken again too.
I love it. That sounds amazing, honestly. I mean, I do have my second Switch because I am not going to delete my original like you ended up doing with yours.
I
So it does
did.
interest me doing that. But at
Yeah.
the same time, I guess I'll get into my gameplay a little bit here. I have never really felt like my island / home had ever reached like a complete feeling. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like I get part of the way there, want to make a bunch of changes after because I'm like, oh no, like I'd rather do this, So I think I want to stick to mine. I think I'm gonna stop doing a lot of the collecting aspect to Animal Crossing, like all the check the shops, go to all the things, kind of the daily grind,
Yes.
and just log in and focus on decorating. And maybe I'll end up stopping by the shops just in case to see like what's there, if there's anything interesting for me to use, but I don't really want to get myself into the hole of like my previous goal was completing all my Nook Mile tasks, And so as I walked around, I'd be like, oh, I guess I should catch this bug and fish and keep grinding away at those 5,000 bugs and fish that I have to catch to get those final badges. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yes.
I want to not let myself get distracted by that because it always does,
Mm.
and just focus on designing things. So the other day I actually logged in and I started emptying out my entire house. I actually finished emptying out my entire house. I kept one room, my bedroom in that house. I've always really liked, so that one I kept the same. I'll probably swap out some of the photos of the villagers I have in there because they've long since moved away, and
Aw.
I don't know if I'll have them anytime soon. I mean, they're good photos to have because of that reason, but
Yeah.
I've had a lot of other villagers come and go since then too. So
Mm.
I think I want to highlight some of the other ones in that room. But outside of that, that room's gonna stay the same. It's my right room. So you walk in, the
Oh.
bedroom
Mm.
to the right. That's the room I've kept the same. Outside of that, I emptied out everything else, and it's mostly because I have not redecorated my home with all of the new Happy Home Paradise things. And I've unlocked like the partitions, all the
Oh,
special
yeah.
lighting, and
Mm.
the counters and that sort of thing. So I want to start implementing those into the design in my home.
Oh,
And so that's the goal
what's
with
a great
that.
idea.
Mm-hmm. And there were rooms that I was definitely like happy with and liked, but I'm like, I could do way better. Now we got ceiling items that'll change a lot of what
Yeah.
I want to do, and yeah, overall there's so much. And so I think I'll probably kind of focus on decorating, and with decorating, I'm gonna count the Happy Home Paradise stuff. I think I'm gonna start doing like a
Mm.
daily house again with
Mm-hmm.
that, just
Yeah.
to keep unlocking things and making
Yeah.
sure I have money, because it's so hard to come by.
Yeah.
um, so yeah, I want to make sure I have money in that and just get cool new items to use all over the island, all over my place, and focus on that. Nina, I wanted to ask you, with
Mm-hmm.
your new playthrough, are you checking Happy Home Paradise? Have you
Oh
unlocked that? Is
yeah.
that an option for you?
So it is. It unlocks really quickly when you first start playing. I think it unlocks when you get the plaza, possibly. And then like as soon as you have an internet connection and the game knows you have downloaded the update, Lottie shows up at the airport and calls
Mm.
you over or something like that. I can't remember exactly.
Ah.
I've done one house and I've stolen the vines and the glowy moss from the island. I have been kind of checking just to get the bottles on the beach, and they
Right.
haven't been showing up daily. So I wonder if you have to
Oh.
keep playing to a certain point for those bottles to start showing up daily or something.
Hmm.
I don't know. But that is something that I've started dipping my toes back into, and I do want to follow through and finish that game again. It's so much fun.
I
Yeah.
think that's the case. I think when I was playing that, and then at some point Nico mentions the bottles, and then after that, I noticed
Oh,
they definitely were there every day. So I think you have to play until then.
okay. Because I got
Oh,
one the
interesting.
first day, and then since then there hasn't been a bottle.
Right, right.
Interesting.
Okay. Sergio, how far are you on Happy Home Paradise?
Still not very far. I think I'm about halfway done with to like the end goal.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
All
It's so
right.
good.
Well, I guess just keep chipping away
Yeah.
Yes,
I'll
please
let you know
do.
when I'm doing it's Animal Cross Sunday today.
Ah, yes.
Okay. So yeah, I'll probably do some Happy Home Paradise stuff. Make sure I've got a good amount of money there so I can get all of those fresh items pretty easily there. Um, and then on top of that, I'm kind of planning an island redesign. There's definitely areas where I'm like, cool, I'm happy with this place, but there's
Yeah.
some where I'm just like, I want to tweak the river a bit, change it up a little, kind of
Hmm.
do more detailed work to it, and
Yeah.
start moving the houses back onto the island as well, because they've been
Yeah.
on my beach. At least a lot of them have been on my beach for a while now. And I'm like, yeah, I
Oh.
want to start moving them back. There's a couple that I've integrated in already. And I like their positions, but like the stuff around it, the cliffs and the rivers and things. I'm like, yeah, I want to start terraforming that a lot better. So yeah, more of a redesign, more of like making places. And the big thing I wanted to do too is like make sure the homes are like more spread out than I had them before. You all know the little village I made, the little mountain village I had in the past. I didn't like the fact that I couldn't make very big yards for my villagers, so
Oh,
I'm really
right.
going for yards on this next one.
Yeah.
hmm So I wanna spread them out, give them enough space to have their own
Mm.
little exterior place that matches their personality well enough, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the goal there. But I'll just be chugging away at that slowly whenever I feel like it. Whenever I'm like, oh yeah, I don't really have anything else going on. Just gonna log into Animal Crossing for a bit.
Yeah.
Do a little bit of that decorating that I want to do.
I love it.
hmm So yeah, that is Animal Crossing for now. I don't know. I guess I felt like I took a big break from it, and now I'm not like you Nina, where you're actively playing like
Yeah.
several hours a day again,
Yes.
which kind of jealous because that's amazing. I'm excited to see your island
Yeah, you gotta
again
come
for
visit,
sure.
you guys.
We'll have to go and visit
Mm-hmm.
and see how you've made it look. I'm excited. Um, but yeah, outside of that, the only Animal Crossing playing I've been watching, or at least like content I've been watching, is just The Last Crosser Standing.
Oh yeah,
It's so
nice.
fun.
Oh, that's true. I finally caught up a little. I haven't watched yesterday's episode, but I finally
Yesterday
did
is one of
catch
my
up.
favorites.
Really? Okay, I'm gonna have to watch.
hmm Finale night is August 20th. For anybody who doesn't know,
Mm.
Last Crosser Standing is a Survivor themed game that takes place in Animal Crossing. So if you've seen the show Survivor, it's like people play challenges, they make relationships, they try not to get voted off the island is the thing. So every week this has been airing on Saturdays, and I was a part of it. I got to play. On finale night, the entire cast is going to be there for the live finale, and then the winner will be revealed. So
Mhm.
nobody knows who won yet, except for a select few people.
Look, and I want to say that I am not a Survivor person. I have never watched a full episode of Survivor in my life, and I kind of have an understanding of how the game goes, but not really. So
Mhm.
watching Last Crosser Standing, I was worried I wasn't going to get it. I wasn't going to understand. I was going to be lost the entire time, but I ended up watching it because you were in it. And after the first episode, I was a little confused the first episode, but from
First one's
then on,
confusing. Yeah.
yeah, but from then on, I got it. It's so if you haven't
Mm.
watched it yet and you're afraid for that reason, you should try anyways. It's good.
hmm It'll be a lot of fun.
There is some
Uh,
language in it, but other than that,
yeah, there is. That's good warning.
yeah,
It's not as clean as Haken is.
no,
hmm
but it's not terrible.
Yeah, but that's been really fun. And then yeah, that's about the extent of Animal Crossing for my life right now. I check in all the time on that, and yeah, that's about it. So I guess we
Nice.
should talk about the break. The break we're going on. So specifics about it. We're gonna be taking a break for about 2 to 3 months. The show has never gone on a break, basically. I know the episodes as of late have been a bit more sporadic than usual. That's just, I had a wild summer schedule that had a bunch of things in it, and it made it hard to record, but I figured, you know what, I'm a little stressed at the moment. I gotta
Yeah.
I gotta have a break from it because I listen to a lot of podcasts and I'm always like, oh, you know what? People don't do their show every single week. I guess like
Yeah.
it's kind of the norm in the video game podcasting world,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of other shows, they're just like, oh yeah, we go for some amount of time and then we take a break for
Like
an
seasons.
amount of time. Yeah, there's kind
Yeah.
of seasons like that. I never felt like Haken should do that, and it's mostly because the goal with Haken was always to try to capture Animal Crossing as closely as possible. And
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm,
thought one of the
right.
best ways to capture that is like, oh yeah, here's this weekly KK Slider performance that happens. We can just be on a schedule like KK Slider.
Yeah.
You know what to expect on that week for Animal Crossing, So I wanted the show to stick to that schedule for those reasons, but it just got to the point where I was like, you know what? I need a little break from the show. I need to take some time to de-stress, declutter my mind in a lot of projects and stuff, and just come
Mm-hmm.
back more organized and, ready to get back into it. So yeah, that's the break. 2 to 3 months. I have a specific question for you, Sergio, regarding
Yes.
that. Do you think when we come back to doing Haken, will you be back on?
Oh, don't
I
put him
think
on the
so. No,
spot.
no, no, no. I thought about it, and I would say
Okay.
yes. Uh, it's hard to say because part of what I plan to do might change how my life is. If I
Mm-hmm.
can, and it's very likely that I can, yes, absolutely. I would love to be
Good.
back.
Yeah, and
Yes.
as always, no pressure, because I'm feeling like you are too. Like I know
Yeah.
I need some time off from it, and I know you've had some time off from it
Right,
for a bit,
right.
but no rush. You can always come back when you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
But
of
I
And I
will
course.
check
think,
in with you when we do come back and be
yeah.
like, all right, Sergio,
Yes.
we're coming back. If you're up to it, you're always here. You're always welcome.
Thank you.
I think we're gonna have a bit of a shift of our mindset too when we do come back. Or like most podcasts don't podcast through holidays and things, like we
Hmm.
we can still take breaks when we do come back, for, keeping our
Mm,
mental health intact.
right, right.
Yeah, that's true. We don't have to try to fit it in the times when it does get more difficult or
Yeah, because
busy.
sometimes we've really been on time crunches and things trying to get stuff done.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. So we'll probably we'll approach it differently, I think, coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of these reasons to reevaluate. And overall too, this is something I've kind of like warned a lot of Animal Crossing content creators about too, but like there's some real quiet parts
Yes.
of news where you just don't hear too much about Animal Crossing,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Right,
think it's
right.
gonna be like that for a little while for us now. So
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
during that time, it obviously gets more difficult coming up with what you're going to discuss, what you're going to talk about each show and
Mm-hmm.
everything. So
You
I
know
think it'd
what?
be, yeah.
Though we have come up with some major fun things when there's nothing to talk about.
That's really
Yes.
true.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I've,
you're right, it's
I've,
harder.
Like I've really liked the show and all the things we've come up with and the things we've done, especially like while New Horizons is kind of in that like, yeah, we've played it, we've done it, we know it, period, and people are just kind of like, I'd say satisfied with what they have Animal Crossing wise at this moment. So in the future though, it's gonna start, that itch is gonna come back where you're like,
Yeah.
okay, where's that next Animal Crossing game?
And hopefully
What's
a
it?
spin-off or something.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree with that.
hopefully there's
Yes.
something in between. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I kind of want to, when we come back, I'm sure we'll have a lot more fun topics. I saw on Twitter the other day. Um, her name, she goes by Reb, but Rebecca, who is on Nintendo Voice Chat, the IGN Nintendo podcast, she tweeted the other day something about Amiibo Festival, but I was just like, I responded to her and I was like, you know what? After doing this Animal Crossing podcast for years, I don't think we've ever dedicated an entire episode to Amiibo Festival. So maybe we'll come back with that. We'll
Yeah.
Oh
just be like,
man.
all right, everybody, let's talk about Amiibo Festival.
Mhm.
Yes.
We're back. Guess what?
Yeah. I'll just call the episode, It's Time to Talk About Amiibo Festival. after all these years.
Yeah.
We'll track down every single person who worked on the game who didn't put their name on the game.
My goodness, I wish there were credits that I could find. I tried everything to find a list of people who worked on Amiibo Festival. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Mm-mm. Yeah. So, okay. So that's our break. You can expect us back. We won't be gone forever. So
Right.
don't worry about that. The Discord is here. We'll be in the Discord.
Yeah, for
We'll be
real.
hanging out with
If you want to
people.
keep in touch.
So it's not like we're gonna just disappear off the face of the earth. We'll be around, and then we'll come back, and it'll, we'll keep doing the show. It's something that's, I feel, is a part of me for sure. I don't know how you both feel
Yes.
about it.
Oh,
Yes.
definitely.
Yeah, so I think it's got to stick around. So yeah, I guess I want to ask you both, what are you gonna do with the time off?
We're
I know
gonna all
Sergio,
get
you
matching tattoos.
matching tattoos. I know. Sergio, you've had some time off. I want to know how your time has been. What you plan on doing these next few months?
So part of what I'm gonna be doing is what I have been doing, and honestly, it's just like putting myself out there and trying to find someone, I guess, like to settle down with, if you will. Even though I mean, I'm getting older, but I'm not that old. But it's still, sometimes priorities and all that. But yeah, you don't really realize how much time you can spend doing that. Part of it you have to, and part of it sometimes you just want to, because it's exciting too. But yeah, it's just very interesting how much time that takes. So that's my priority. That's part of what I've been doing, and I think it's. I mean, if that's what it takes, it's gonna be what I'm gonna be doing with most of my free time.
Oh,
That's great.
that's adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always nice to just have, a partner to share things with and have somebody around.
Yeah. And then another thing, Chu, you're gonna like this. It's my new hobby, which I started back in February, and I have a good thing to say and a bad thing to say about it, which is practicing or to learn playing guitar. So
Yes.
the fun thing is that yes, I'm sticking with it. The I guess the bittersweet part of that is that I thought, oh, this is gonna be the year when I learn guitar, and by next year I'm gonna know everything. And no, basically I realized that this is like a lifelong thing. You never really learn it. You're always learning new things or getting better at the things you know. But I can tell by now that this is gonna be like a lifelong hobby or pastime for me. So I'm excited for that. I'm not as good as I wish was based on the time, but there are other things that have to be done as well. But I do love it. I'm in love with the hobby for sure.
Oh yeah. That's oh man. I'm glad you're realizing that early.
Yeah.
I think that takes a long time to realize with like playing instruments and stuff. It's like people will spend a lifetime just learning how to hold a violin properly. Like it's such a craft.
Yeah.
Playing an instrument. So
Yeah, and then
I
those
feel like I'm
violinists,
always learning.
they get that thing under their chin, that
Mm-hmm.
violin
Oh, that
callus,
makes
you
sense.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. Violin calluses are a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so it's fun. You start to get it, and then just realize there's so much you don't know.
Yeah.
That's the constant thing with playing music, I think.
Yeah.
That's life. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Any
you
hobby.
realize, oh, I've been doing this wrong this whole time. Now I gotta
Right.
relearn it or like master it better. Yeah, it
Mhm.
takes effort for sure.
Breaking
But it's
old
fun.
habits.
It's fun. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Cool.
also, I want to play more games. One thing that I do, like I do play games. I play Rocket League pretty much every day, and I play
Yeah.
multiplayer games here and there. But I miss like playing a single player game, like sticking with it long enough to like actually finish it. So I want to do that more. There's no particular game that I'm sticking with at the moment, but I do want to go back to that and like having a list of games that I finish every year and like ranking them and things like that. That used to be my thing, so I want to get back to that. Unfortunately, there's a big question mark coming up pretty soon with Splatoon 3 because I know that's gonna be a lot of fun and very time consuming. But you know what? We play games for fun, so it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I only have just under 1,500 hours on Splatoon
That's
2,
it. Yeah.
so not too time consuming.
Yeah, no.
Right?
Well, the
What
new
is
one
that, a
comes out in
month?
September, right?
Yes.
There we go. We'll be busy with that.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun with it. I can't wait to
Oh, it's gonna
play
be
that
amazing.
one. Though I gotta figure out what my internet situation is when I finally get back home. I haven't been home in like 3 weeks now. But yeah, like my games are just like dropping out of the internet. It's not staying connected even when wired. It's like worse when it's wired. So I'll have to mess with that when I get back. Make sure my stuff is okay.
Mm.
Yeah,
And
but
then
that's fun,
Pokemon comes
Sergio.
out.
Let me know when you're playing Splatoon. I'll
Oh,
be on
for
it
sure.
at all
Yes, we will
hours.
be.
So.
Yes.
Yep.
We're friends until we don't match on our Splatfest preferences.
Oh
Oh,
no.
I guess we'll see how long that takes. How long our friendship will last.
Yeah.
Probably forever. Maybe it'll end
But
immediately.
it might change
forgot
every
about
month.
Splatfests. Oh, that's gonna be so fun.
Oh, it is.
We'll have to
Mhm.
make a Discord room for that when it comes out.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
definitely. So, Nina, what are
Mhm.
you gonna be up to on the break here?
On the break. Well, I'm very sad to say that school starts for me on the 9th, which is a Tuesday.
Ooh.
So I've got to slowly start, moving back towards being a real human again and going to bed at a correct time and taking care of myself. I go a little feral during the
Yeah,
summertime.
right.
But that'll be good. I'm actually really excited for this school year because we're getting a new art teacher that I get to work with. And so I am going to take a lot of time to have to kind of train her and help her figure out the school and everything because our school is a
Right.
little nutty since we're an
Mm.
independent school. So I think a lot of pre-planning and a lot of the first half of the school year at least is going to be supporting her in any way I can. Because I want to have a good foundation for my team member that hopefully I'll work with for years to come. We'll
Right.
see.
Right.
And I'm very excited that on the 4th, a new season for Sea of Thieves comes out. I've been pirating a lot this weekend because it's been Golden Glory. And so I've got to pirate some more when we're done recording this. Golden Glory is like double gold, double experience for anything you turn in. It's awesome. So I'm excited for that to come out. This new season for Sea of Thieves coming out makes me kind of hope that Nintendo moves towards this. I think a lot of games and companies are moving towards this like season progression that I think started with Fortnite. Whereas like you have a certain amount of time to play all this new content and to get through levels. Even Fall Guys has it right now. And then at the end of the season, more new stuff is coming. So it's like constantly
Yes.
stuff is coming out, and I just miss that with a lot of Nintendo games. I know that like their target audience is a little younger, so it may not be sustainable to do seasons for them, but
Right.
it's a really fun system that I enjoy. I know not everyone would want to like buy things every season, especially with a younger audience, but it would just be fun, I think.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I have been kind of wondering if/when Nintendo will do its first like games as a service game, like a game that's
Yeah.
like intended to be played like that, constantly have some new things and just go forever until
Yeah. Splatoon
what
is
it
kind of like that. It just doesn't
Kinda.
yeah.
last very long.
Yeah.
I'd say the one they have right now is Switch Sports, and it's
Yeah.
so hard to keep up
Yes.
with though
Yes.
because it takes so long to unlock all the things, and
Yeah.
it's just like every single week. It's kind of brutal.
So it has to have a good balance because the seasons for Sea of Thieves are months and months long. So you have time to play it and still look forward to other stuff. So there is a point where you just can't unlock everything if it's too much stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
And then I know at New Year's we talked about a New Year's goal, and one of mine was to draw the Sea of Thieves map on a large scale. I have
Yeah.
not started that yet, but it has been in my mind since we talked about it. So hopefully I'll have time to do that still.
Now's the time.
Yeah, I need to get a
Nothing
huge piece
else.
of paper first, which is harder to procure than you would think.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to do some research into getting a good quality, large piece of paper.
Just a large paper.
Yeah, really
Giant,
big.
giant paper. Giant's
Giant.
paper.
Yeah, it
For a
gets
giant.
expensive, paper.
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my plan. Mostly like school stuff and get back into the swing of things.
I love it. That's fun. Also, with the school stuff, have you watched the show Abbott Elementary?
I just added it to my Hulu list. I need to watch it.
Start it.
Okay.
It's so cute. It's
I've
so
been
cute.
really enjoying the new season of What We Do in the Shadows, and I've been really enjoying Only Murders in the Building.
Oh yes, Jackie and I are we caught up with Only Murders right now? I don't know if we are, but I will check if we
It's
are because
good.
I love it. I love it.
Steve Martin and Martin Short are some of my favorite human beings of all time.
Yeah, they're so great.
Yeah.
They're so great. Can't get enough of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I guess for me, my break, I think a lot of this spurred off of post like COVID and stuff and falling behind on things and then just like realizing how many different things I was doing and getting myself into and that sort of stuff. And I'd say the thing that I benefited the most from in the past was starting Haken. And it was mostly because I said, all right, I'm not going to try anything else. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm just going to focus my mind on like this one extracurricular for myself, just Haken, you know? And so it has never been a challenge for me to work it into my life since doing that. And it was mostly because I was like, all right, I really am just trying to build a habit to create something that I've always wanted to create. Because me as a person, I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of dreams. I have a lot of things that I want to make and everything. And then all of that stuff just keeps piling into my brain, you know, and eventually it turns into me not getting to any of them. And I felt like I hit that point over the summer, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to take a break so I could just like declutter my brain from all of those things and just regain a focus that I feel I've lost, you know, since then. So I'm literally just like cutting my schedule back. I'm going to focus on writing. I'm back to going to get back onto applying for jobs this year. Just, you know, just find some work, do some things, just focus on that. So my schedule, I guess my plan for my schedule to look like right now is just like wake up, exercise, work on writing / finding a job, and then I don't know, take care of myself with some decent meals, you know, really cut back,
Right.
really just like try to give my brain some time to breathe so I can figure out what creative projects I want to move forward with. And Haken will definitely be one of them. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to try to take on one thing outside of Haken and my other schedules, you know, just something that I can fit in
Right.
easily, I guess, you know? So, yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
think
like
it'll
you
be a
can
nice break
adjust
to
as
figure it out.
needed, right? Like you can see, okay, I can do this now pretty consistently, then I can add this and then that and go from there.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think I'll just be using that time to figure that out, you know.
Right.
So yeah, for me it's just I need to cut back. I need to let my brain rest because I can tell you I have tons of things that I would love to make happen, but I I don't think they will if I just continue thinking about more and more things to make
Right.
happen.
Right.
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 So
Right.
yeah,
You got to
I wanna
reset.
yeah, I'm hitting reset.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pausing all of those thoughts, and I'm just gonna figure out the two kind of creative projects I want to move forward with. Just two. Keep it simple.
Right,
Nice.
right.
Because right now it was getting to be a lot of different ones. So
Right.
yeah, and then even like outside of that, like on the side, I was doing improv
Oh
about twice
yeah.
a week as
Right,
well. So
right.
like Wednesday nights for me were improv practice, followed by so usually performances on like Fridays or Saturdays. So yeah, even that stuff I'm taking into account, all of my
Mm.
regular outside of the internet things. So yeah, just cutting it back. That's all. That's my goal.
I mean, taking a big mental step back like that is huge, and it's going to take a lot more energy than it's going to seem like it is. So, you got to take care of yourself.
Yeah, and I think I struggled with that the first few weeks because I'd say for me it's been kind of starting. I have been slowly dipping out of certain things. I stopped writing for Patch magazine and The Crossing Board, which
Hmm.
were physical magazines. Patch was about a indie games, and they're still running. They're still doing their thing, and I still follow them and love everything they're doing. So if you haven't looked into that, it's great. The past issues are available digitally. You can subscribe for physical issues, but it's a real small press, so I don't think you'll be able to get the older issues physically,
Mm.
Hmm.
but you can get the ones going forward physically. But really great magazine, loved doing it, but I yeah, I just couldn't keep up with it. I had to step back from there. The Crossing Board, same kind of thing. Physical magazine for Animal Crossing. Same people making that one. So everything I just described for Patch, take that for the Crossing Board. But it's all Animal Crossing. That one, really cute. Um, so yeah, stepped out of those. I've talked to Pete and Steve, who I do Nintendo Noise with, and told them like I'm back on the job search, and based on their schedules and what my schedule will be and our time zone differences, it doesn't look like once I find a job I'll be able to continue with that. So I've already told them that, and yeah, I've just slowly been, I guess, clearing out all of those things I'm currently working on. And
Hmm.
at first it was hard because I was like, I felt lost those first few weeks because I was like, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing because I'm
Yeah.
supposed to be not doing these things anymore. But you don't just leave them immediately. They stay in your mind, and you're like, you have those responsibilities built in, and you're like, oh, I gotta keep doing this. But then you realize, oh no, I don't.
Hmm.
And that's a strange place to be for sure.
Yeah, it's a total reset.
Hmm. So I think I'm getting to that point where it's better,
Okay.
Mm.
where it's feeling more normal that I'm cutting back, and
Right,
so
right.
I just want to get to that point where I've cut it back, and there's nothing, and I've finally reset, and I can realign my
Yeah, there you
future
go.
visions and my schedule.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Hmm.
awesome.
Yeah, it's been a journey,
Hmm.
but it's one I'm excited about. Already the me going on the break from Haken has been like, yeah, I kind of can't wait to come back to it already, but I know I've got to do the reset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. So yeah, that's what life's gonna look like for now. I'll be working on nothing.
Well, that's not true.
No.
Yeah, working on being better about the nothing I do.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hmm. Yeah. So I guess normally this would take us into Haken's Islander Corner, but I didn't put a question out there, didn't ask for anything. So I do want to say, for anybody on the Patreon, anybody who has supported us all this time, supported me all this time, This month, last few months, I haven't been charging for Patreon. I think people who have come in, they've been charged. I don't know if there's a way around that, but it's just kind of how it is. But if you're on there, August, once again, I'm not charging, but I am going to be providing a bunch of stuff because as I described, a lot of things came up. I felt like I couldn't deliver on a lot of the stuff I wanted to deliver on Patreon. So another free month, but with special goodies. I've already got a nice little plan set up for everybody. So I've got a bunch of Chuy chats planned out. The first one will go in depth on what I was just talking about here, which already seemed pretty in depth, but I'll give you like very specific ideas of what my schedule is going to be while I'm taking this break.
Right.
What projects I'm kind of juggling right now, or at least not juggling, I'd say thinking about for moving forward.
Right.
So I have pretty good ideas of what it's going to be and everything. And I think it'll be good for me overall. But you're gonna get Chewy chats that explain all of that. Producer posts. I'm doing some little extra podcast recordings for producers, but everybody's gonna get them. In honor of the free month and me catching up on the stuff I haven't been able to deliver there lately. So
Yeah.
we're gonna have some really cool things there. The first one's gonna be just all about making a plan. I've learned a lot about making content, and
Mm.
I'm not much of a planner. I'm very improvisational with things, but I guess I am kind of organized in my chaotic thinking.
Yeah.
I'm organized in what my not plan is, and
That's
There you go.
awesome.
it's kind of like it's hard to describe because
Yeah.
I guess I've become more process oriented over the years, and so it's hard to know what your process is as an artist. It's sometimes hard to describe like, oh,
It's
this is
true.
how I create.
Yeah.
And so after the years of doing this, I've figured out how I create or what's the best way for me to create. So I'm going to share that plan with everybody the in the producer post for Patreon. After that, I've got 3 really amazing interviews with other creators that I'm not even going to mention them here. They're just really
Oh.
cool people making cool things. I'll just let it be a surprise as it
Nice.
happens. But yeah, some interviews with creators. And then one, I have to reach out to the person. I did an interview with a person, Matt Hackett. They are an indie game dev, and I did this interview for Patch Magazine, but I have the recording of us speaking together, and it's already like edited, put together, and I just have to email him and ask if he is okay with me sharing it with all of you.
Yeah.
So, that one will be really cool. You'll get a little insight into some of the video games I'd like to make. I guess I'll say that's one of the things I've been thinking of creating in the
Mm.
future. It won't be the project I decide on. I can't make a video game. That's too hard. Um, but and then after that, just like a little newsletter at the end of August too. But Patreon, like Haken, will be on a break during this time as well. So if anybody is ever interested in going and seeing all of those things, it's always there. It'll be you just go with the $1 option if you
Yeah.
haven't gotten access to it. We don't need any more than that, because like I said, I'm going to be trying to find a job again, working again.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be there. I hope people enjoy the things that I have going there. So it'll be cool. And yeah, I guess that's all the housekeeping that I have for all of you today in terms of the break. So, Sergio, Nina, how are you both doing? How are you feeling going forward?
I mean, bittersweet. I I
Right.
love doing this podcast, and it's hard to balance when you have a full-time job, especially with one where I have to wake up so early in the morning and I'm so different time zone than you guys. But we made it work, and we're gonna take a step back and figure out a way to make it work even better.
Yeah, I want it work. I want it to fit in better with all of our lives for sure.
Yeah,
And
I
I think this
agree.
will be a
And
good time to figure it out.
exactly. And I'm excited to for the changes, because like we're saying it's gonna be different, it's gonna be better hopefully. And it's just exciting. So I think it's a necessary break. So let's make the
Yeah.
most of it. And
Mhm.
we will be back before you know it.
Yeah.
Yay. Yeah. And Sergio, it's been so fun having you back
I
for this one
know.
too.
Thank you.
Everybody has missed you so much.
For real.
Every episode, somebody's like, "Where is Sergio?"
Yeah, the comments are like, wait a minute, what happened?
hmm Yeah. So everybody loves you, Sergio. We're all rooting for you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you,
hmm
thank you. I love everyone. Like it's been the best part of my life since I've been here. Like literally changed my life joining Haken and
Yeah.
the whole process of everything. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun and it's exciting to be back. Even though we're gonna be on a little break, but we'll be back again. Like I said, it's gonna fly by.
hmm
It
Yeah.
is. I'm worried about that, but we'll be good.
It really will fly
Yeah.
by with all of our Splatoon time in the middle.
Oh my gosh.
It's just gonna be fun. So yeah. Once again, I mean, we're all gonna be here in the Discord for anybody who hasn't joined. It's always in the show description, so you're always welcome. I know I've heard a lot from people who are like, "I've never been on Discord,
Oh
didn't know what it was real confused when I first got on, but now I'm just like, cool, I get it.
yeah.
It's fun to be in the community." So if you're ever scared of joining or anything, don't be afraid to let us know you're, first timer or anything. There are so many kind people in the community to help you out,
Yes.
to help you get your bearings and see, because there's so many rooms in here. I know how it is to get lost, and I try to keep it as slim as possible so it doesn't
Mhm.
confuse too many people. But yeah, it's a fun little place. We're all around. Tweet at us. If
Gosh, I gotta get
anything.
back to Twitter too. I've not been on Twitter lately.
I got so many nice messages from people too, especially even people from the Patreon who heard a lot of these plans a little bit earlier
Oh
and
yeah.
everything.
Right.
So everybody's been so kind, and yeah, we've really appreciated it, and we will come back stronger than ever. I know
We
it.
will.
There you go. Right.
We will.
hmm All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Haken, an Animal Crossing podcast. If you're sad to see us go on an extended break, like I said, join us over on Discord. You can talk with other people who love Animal Crossing, who love Haken as much as you do, including Nina, Sergio, and me. We're all right there. Reviews really help the show get discovered by more people. I'm always hearing people who are still discovering the show and excited to see that there's 200
Ooh.
plus episodes to go back to and
Yeah.
listen to. So leave a review. Let them know how we're doing and that you just love being around us, hanging out with us. We're so honored to do that. And then Haken is a wild production brought to you by Chuy, Sergio, Nina, and all of our patrons. We thank you for listening, and we hope you have a great week.
Goodbye, everybody.
See you all next time.